you'll notice that what we're doing is we're keeping this really simple, because everything that you will generally find in the videos were designed, or at least researched in a manner that you can do the very thing that was, researched in the video or shared. So you grab a dictionary. I mean, I would prefer that you're using thicker dictionaries because they have, a better, layout of the words and the meanings. Anyways, when we're going to the word cannot, okay, and then we went down to an understanding that you cannot serve both sides. Very simple. There's two different masters. One is spiritual and one is commercial. Now, if people today are now in a situation where you're working for wages, you're, basically going to work, right, for the money. That's what it is. If you're working for wages, you're working for money. That master was declared to be Mammon. It was a god of Mammon. The Romans, of course, had the goddess Juno, in where they coined the money. You can understand that money in the sense of the Roman Empire was something that was pagan and heathen, because they coined it, or made what was a counterfeit of what was real, what was in nature, and then created a system, a medium of exchange that would be used, that was done inside a temple called the Temple of Juno. Canada has its Juno Awards for cutting records, so cutting legal records. So therefore, we can understand that Canada is definitely on a heathen side. There's no doubt about it. There's nothing about Christian about Canada right now. There may be people that believe they're Canadians, and at the same time they believe they're Christians, but there's the mix-up between the two sides. Now, we move further down to where I said you cannot, based on this, it's the scripture is really telling you can't play both sides. You can't have two elections going on. Now, we did an actual video, and I think there's a few videos that have done with the subject of election. We'll do that in the next video to clarify, because we're moving down the line of what did the scripture say. You cannot serve two masters. So what does the word serve mean? Well, I put down here work for, because that's the simple meaning of it. We'll go to the I'm reading out of the Canadian Gauge Dictionary, but I'm sure that you can find this in other dictionaries. When it says to serve is to work for. So nothing complicated about that. If I'm going to serve, I'm going to work for it. Now, what's unique about the Registrar Generals, their placement, even within the common law system, was they were deemed to be a master in common law. So it is very simple now to realize that when you're dealing with commerce in a legal society that would need a legal tag name to identify you as moving or trafficking or serving in that system, then we would realize that the registrar, being the money master under commerce, would be required. And therefore, what are they registering in there? They're actually implying that a child has some kind of contract with the state on money and would have to serve that master. But in essence, is it really not a choice between the two sides that's protected by God, because he is supreme ruler, not men? So God lays down the rules, not men. Man's law, or positive law, the legal system, is submissive, lower. It does not have the same power as God's law, which we would call natural law, which is anterior and superior. So we're having to look at this very simply, following what we're seeing here. You cannot serve both, and you have to make a choice between one or the other, and then make your choice or your election sure, and let the parties know who are involved, because there's a contract involved, and we'll deal with that contract, that implied social contract, in the next video.